So, mama yonir mahad brahma tasmin garbham dadhamyaham. Bhagavan says that my yoni is mahad brahma and I only put the garbha. So both Prakriti as well as the Purusha is Bhagavan's own nature, Bhagavan's own expression. The Supreme Reality expresses as both Prakriti as well as Purusha. And the Prakriti, the Purusha is then the experiencer, perceiver, witness, and Prakriti is all that is experienced, witnessed. And not only there is one main, one cosmic Purusha and Prakriti, but there are many, many Purushas and Prakritis. It's like the sun gets reflected and you will see so many reflections. So though the sun is one, it is reflected in millions of different ways. In the same way, the Supreme Reality is one, and it expresses as millions of Purusha Prakriti. And so each one of us is that Supreme Reality alone, but at present identified with the limited Prakriti which has gone to make our own body, mind, intellect. So the whole purpose of this exercise, spirituality, is to recognize our own real nature. So we are attached to this Prakriti which is Trigunatmika, Sattva Gun, Rajo Gun, Tamo Gun. So all the three gunas bind. And all these three gunas are interrelated. When one rises, the other two goes down. When one goes down, other two rises. If Sattva Gun goes down, then Rajo Gun, Tamo Gun rises. So they are all three related. And the Sattva Gun helps us to evolve spiritually. Rajogun keeps us in between. Tamogun brings us down. Therefore, there is variety of range in this entire cosmos. A range of beings are there. So there are beings who are totally pure sattva guna. Some of the beings are called devatas also, when they are pure sattva gunas. Then there are beings who are more rajoguni and then tamoguni, and so many varieties are there. And then those who have transcended this all these gunas, so they are called gunatita. So Bhagavan gives the technique also. So let us chant that verse again, verse number 19. Nanyam gunebhya kartaram yada drashtanupashyati gunebhyascha param vetti madbhavam sodhigacchati nanyam gunebhya kartaram yada drashtanupashyati Yada drashta. So drashta is the seer, the experiencer, the one who is watching, the one who is witnessing, and that is I. So there is this I who is aware of all that is happening, not only in our waking state, but that I is the witness of our dream, and the I is witness of the deep sleep state also. That I doesn't go to sleep. So it is witnessing the deep sleep state. It's like suppose I am watching a drama and I am looking at it. My eyes are open, I am looking at the drama. Then they change the light and all, make it bright, make it lighter, different colors and all. And I see all this drama going on. Then suddenly the power failure takes place. Total pitch darkness is there. even that pitch darkness, I am seeing it. The eyes are open and I am seeing it. Similarly, deep sleep state is like pitch darkness, but the witness is still seeing it. The witness is seeing the absence of all the phenomena, absence of all play. Because it's all, everything as though merged into tamogun. So the witness, the supreme witness is witnessing even the tamogun. So this witness, drashta, when I come to know that all that is happening, all karma, all activities are performed by the gunas. Na anyam gunebhya kartaram yada drashta anupashyati. That everything is being done by the gunas. When I become aware of it, it's like suppose I am sitting and some machine is functioning in front of me. I am aware that I am not making it work, but it is working by itself. Like the watch, it's continuously moving. So I know that I am sitting here and the watch is functioning. The watch has got its own mechanism. The watch itself maintains the time, it maintains the date, it maintains the alarm, it has got all the various features. It is made like that. It functions within itself. I am just the seer of it. Similarly, the body, the mind, the intellect, everything functions according to the laws of Prakriti, which includes the mind and intellect also. Thinking and deciding also is part of Prakriti. So, I, the pure witness, is different from all this. This is a very subtle point to comprehend. And that is what we have to do in our practice, spiritual practice, in our meditation. Try to understand the difference between the Prakriti and Purusha. Identify yourself with Purusha and then look at Prakriti. Not identified with Prakriti. Like for example, I look at this flower. When I am aware of this flower, when I am conscious of this flower, I also am simultaneously conscious that I am different from this flower. Just as I see this flower and I am conscious of the presence of this flower, I am also conscious of the presence of the body. So body is different from I, the one who is conscious of this body. Till body, one may find it easier, but when it goes to the mind and when we come to the intellect and all, it becomes little bit more difficult to comprehend that I am the witness of my mind, of the intellect also. But this, if one constantly practices, and that is what we mean by our spiritual practice, meditation, is to just understand this seer scene, identify with the seer, and once we identify with the seer, we will transcend that state also and come to recognize our real nature. So, na anyam gunebhya kartaram. So, a realized master is one who looks at the whole thing as being happening in nature itself. He is totally identified with the Purusha. And this we can do with a simple experiment also, simple practice of even watching our breath. It's very interesting that our breathing is going on. That is not that is interesting. It goes on and on and on and on. Right from the time we were born till we die, we drop the body, the breathing goes on and on. Whether we are young or old, whether we are happy or unhappy, whether we are asleep or awake or dreaming, whether we are conscious or unconscious, it doesn't matter. The breathing goes on. What does it mean? That breathing is going on according to the laws of Prakriti. Means I am not breathing, but breathing is happening and I am the witness of that breathing. Breathing is constantly happening and I am just a witness of that breathing, really speaking. But when I observe my breathing, then what happens? I identify with that breathing. And the breathing starts becoming little haphazard. Okay, breathing is difficult to comprehend. Let us say walking. How many of you are walking? Okay, everyone is walking. We have learnt walking right from our childhood. Right? And walking we do sahaj, spontaneously. What do we mean by spontaneously? That we let Prakriti do the walking. That is called spontaneous, that we don't interfere. We let the Prakriti do the walking. So spontaneous walking happens. Spontaneous speaking happens, spontaneous so many things happen. So let us just take the walking part. Spontaneous walking happens. So many miles or so many distances you cover during the day also, you just move around here, there and all. And you might not even be aware, consciously aware. See, being consciously aware is different and be aware, one is, that awareness is constantly there, that is different. So we might not be consciously aware of it, but walking happens. But suppose you are told, one of you are told that please come here and walk from one end of the stage to the other end of the stage. Is it a difficult task? Do you think it is difficult? Any volunteers? Is it difficult? Walking from one end of the stage to the other end of the stage. It is one of the easiest things. It doesn't require any skill. You don't have to know Bharatnatyam for that. You don't have to know that cat walk or dog walk or whatever. You don't have to know some gymnastic or yogasana or nothing. That is something most natural for us. But when you are walking, what happens is that we become consciously aware. What do we mean by consciously aware? Our intellect gets involved in it. We become conscious in the sense, our intellect starts taking over the thing. It says that let me handle the emergency situation, let me handle it. I want the walk to happen properly. I don't want anybody to laugh at me. I want to be completely perfect. I know all of them are looking at me, so it should be absolutely good. So the intellect takes charge of the situation. When intellect takes charge of the situation, our ahankar gets involved. Intellect says, I will walk, I will put forward the step, I will walk properly. Ahankar gets involved, and so many emotions get involved. Then again we remember our past also. Last time I walked and I slipped and fell down, and it was a great tragedy and all. I was walking to take the award, but then it became like a great tragedy only. So all the past I remember, then all sorts of things. So even that walking becomes like a great pain, it becomes like a great difficult task. Why? What has changed from spontaneous walking to this type of walking? The involvement of Purusha into Prakriti. You no longer leave the Prakriti alone to do its job. You are totally involved in it, and it doesn't happen spontaneously. Even to click a photograph, if you are not aware and your photo is clicked, it comes candid photography, comes natural like. But if you are told, please smile, please stand like this, thoda sa idhar, thoda udhar, and all, then that person start becoming conscious. Smile, yes, I am smiling, na? Please smile. So smile also doesn't happen natural. No, even there is some sort of tension all over the body. It might not be recognized directly, but on the photograph you recognize. So what happens, that is called identification. So what we have to do, we have to learn in meditation, we have to learn to be a non-judgmental witness. We have to just witness whatever happens. In order to comprehend, in order to experience this Purusha, one of the nature of this Purusha that it is a witness. But when that witness becomes a knower, when I say I know something, then that witness identifies with the intellect and becomes the knower. When I say I am feeling something, that witness identifies with the feeler. But when feeling happens, knowing happens, and I am just a witness, when I don't say I am knowing, but knowing is happening in the intellect, and I am the witness of that. So when I learn this art of witnessing, then I will, that is the beginning of learning the technique of meditation. So it can be like one can do the simple